I'm a prostate doctor, and I'm honestly shocked that so many seniors still make this one morning mistake. Do you know what it is? It might be quietly sabotaging your health without you even realizing it. Let's uncover this hidden trap together. Let me share a little story with you. Just last week, I spoke with Mr. Harris, a wonderful gentleman in his 70s, who told me how he'd been struggling with frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom and that frustrating feeling of urgency. He thought it was just part of getting older. But what if I told you that one simple morning habit he kept doing was actually making his prostate health worse? And yours too. Have you ever noticed a morning habit that actually makes your prostate symptoms worse? I'd love to hear what you've experienced. Drop a comment below and let's chat about it. And don't forget to like and subscribe, as it gives me motivation to do detailed search on the topics that will surely improve your health. The morning mistake: drinking coffee before water. Now, let me ask you something. What's the very first thing you reach for in the morning? If you said coffee, you're not alone. So many of my patients, and even my own father, start their day with a hot cup before anything else. It's been part of the routine for years, right? That familiar smell, the warmth, it feels comforting. But here's the gentle truth. If you're over 60, your body's not handling that morning coffee the same way it used to. You see, after 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is slightly dehydrated. Your muscles, your brain, even your prostate, they're all thirsty for water, not caffeine. When we drink coffee right away, especially before having water, we actually pull even more fluid out of our system. Caffeine acts like a diuretic. That means it signals your body to release water, and that includes essential electrolytes like potassium and magnesium. And guess what? That increases your chances of feeling stiff, foggy, or even having those frustrating leg cramps mid-morning. I had a lovely patient named Harold, 72 years old, sharp as a tack, but always battling fatigue and frequent urination. He couldn't figure it out. We changed just one thing in his morning routine: water before coffee. Within a week, his energy improved, his bladder calmed down, and he wasn't rushing to the bathroom every hour. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up coffee. Not at all. But imagine starting your day with a tall glass of room temperature water, maybe even with a squeeze of lemon. You're gently waking up your digestion, flushing out toxins, and reducing inflammation, especially around the prostate. And here's a little myth we need to bust. Coffee wakes me up. I need it first thing. Truth is, it's the warm liquid and morning habit that make you feel more awake, not the coffee itself. Your body's natural cortisol levels already give you that wake-up boost, especially in the first hour. So if anything, coffee too early can spike your heart rate and leave you more jittery than energized. So how do you fix this? Tomorrow morning, place a full glass of water on your nightstand before bed. When you wake up, drink that water slowly, before anything else. Give your body what it's actually craving. Because remember, your prostate, your bladder, and your energy all depend on that first decision you make each day. Now that we've talked about what not to drink first thing, let's talk about what your prostate and your body are actually begging for when you wake up. It's simpler and more soothing than you think. Morning hydration rituals that help your prostate wake up gently. Alright, so now that you've had that first glass of water before coffee, let's take it one beautiful step further. What if your morning hydration wasn't just a chore, but a ritual? Something that tells your body, hey, we're waking up gently today. No stress, no rush. You might be thinking, water's water, right? Just drink it and move on. But here's the secret. How and what you hydrate with can make a huge difference, especially for your prostate, your digestion, and your energy. Let me tell you about George. He's 68, retired, loves gardening, but every morning he felt bloated, sluggish, and ran to the bathroom constantly. When we talked about his mornings, he said, "Well, "Doc, I just gulp my water and get on with it." And there it was. That fast gulping and lack of rhythm was actually stressing his system. So here's what I suggested, and what I want you to try, too. Start with a glass of room temperature water. Not cold. Why? Because cold water can tighten your stomach muscles and shock your digestion awake. At our age, that just adds unnecessary tension. Now here's where it gets interesting. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon. Lemon helps gently stimulate your liver and supports your body's natural detox. It's also a natural anti-inflammatory, and that's wonderful for your prostate. Feeling a little adventurous? You can add a tiny pinch of sea salt and a touch of honey. This combination actually mimics an ancient hydration technique used to replenish minerals like magnesium and potassium that help regulate muscle movement and reduce cramping. Some folks think, isn't salt bad for me? But here's the myth. A pinch of natural sea salt is very different from the processed salt in packaged foods. This kind actually helps your body absorb the water better, especially if you're waking up a little dehydrated. And here's the best part, turning this into a ritual. Sit by the window. Breathe slowly. Sip your water like it matters, because it does. This small act, this calm beginning, tells your body and your prostate, you're safe. Let's begin the day with ease. It's not about perfection. It's about peace. And when you start your day this way, your whole system, including your bladder, your energy, even your joints, tends to feel better. And speaking of easing inflammation, there's one morning food that's surprisingly common but might be making things worse down there. Let's take a closer look, because this one shocks even some doctors. Prostate-friendly versus prostate-irritating breakfast choices. Let's talk breakfast. That first bite of the day that either helps you feel light and energized or sluggish and bloated. Now, most seniors I speak to say, I eat the same thing every morning, doc. Toast, eggs, maybe bacon. And I get it. It's easy, it's routine, and honestly, it tastes good. But what if I told you that some of those choices might be quietly irritating your prostate? Here's a story you might relate to. Roger, a 72-year-old retired teacher, told me, I can't make it past 9 a.m. without needing the restroom, and it's been getting worse. We looked at his breakfast. White toast, processed cheese, sausage, and sweetened orange juice. It sounded normal, but that combo? It's a triple threat to your prostate. Let me explain gently. Highly processed meats, like bacon and sausage, they're full of nitrates and salt. These can contribute to chronic inflammation, especially in your urinary tract. And white breads and sugary juices, they spike your blood sugar, which triggers more insulin, and that can lead to swelling, even in the prostate region. Now, let's flip the plate. A prostate-friendly breakfast is simpler than you think. Try whole grains like steel-cut oats. They're rich in fiber, which helps regulate hormones and support digestion. Add a few pumpkin seeds, nature's little powerhouse for prostate health, loaded with zinc. And how about a few berries on top? They're rich in antioxidants, fighting inflammation where it starts. Even something like a scrambled egg cooked in olive oil instead of butter can make a big difference. Now you might wonder, isn't fat bad for the prostate? Great question. And here's the myth to bust. It's not fat itself. It's the type. Healthy fats like those in avocados, nuts, and olive oil actually support hormone health and reduce inflammation. See, we're not aiming for a boring breakfast. We're aiming for a smarter one. One that says, I care about how I feel all day, not just how I feel in the moment. Because when you start your day with gentle, healing foods, your bladder thanks you, your energy lasts longer, and even those afternoon aches can start to fade. Now, speaking of lasting energy and bladder support, let's talk about one morning habit that almost no one thinks of, but it could make a big difference for how often you feel that urge to go. And it starts right after breakfast. The morning delay that hurts. ignoring the urge to pee. You know that feeling. First thing in the morning, you wake up and your bladder is saying, "Hey, time to go." But sometimes, maybe you hit snooze one more time or decide to wait until after breakfast. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Let me share about my friend Bill, 68 years old. He used to tell me, "I thought holding it for a bit wouldn't matter. It's just a few minutes, right?" But over time, that little delay turned into uncomfortable pressure, even pain, and nighttime trips to the bathroom that just wouldn't stop. So why is ignoring or delaying that urge such a big deal? When you hold your pee, the muscles around your bladder and prostate are working overtime. They stretch, they strain, and like any muscle, if you keep pushing them beyond their limits, they get weaker, less responsive. That can lead to urgency later on, or even leaks, none of which anyone wants. Science tells us that regularly delaying urination can increase the risk of urinary tract infections and even cause inflammation around the prostate. And inflammation? We know that can fuel discomfort, cramps, and fatigue. Here's a myth I hear a lot. If I go too often, I'll weaken my bladder. Actually, it's the opposite. Listening to your body, going when you feel the urge, helps keep those muscles strong and your system balanced. So next time you feel that morning nudge, try to answer the call, gently but promptly. Think of it as a little kindness to your prostate and your whole urinary system. And remember, this simple habit can make a big difference for your confidence and independence throughout the day. Now that we're talking about caring for your bladder and prostate with small habits, let's explore a surprising factor that might be affecting your mornings more than you realize, and it's hidden right in your kitchen cabinet. Alright, so far we've talked about how certain morning habits can quietly worsen your prostate health, like those frequent bathroom trips and that nagging urgency many seniors face. You're starting to see how small changes can make a big difference, right? Now, I want to hear from you. What's one morning habit you've noticed either helps or hurts how you feel throughout the day? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really curious to know. And stick around, because up next, I'm going to share some surprisingly simple tweaks you can make that almost feel like magic for your mornings. No complicated routines, just real, easy changes. If this video is already helping you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might need it too. Let's keep this conversation going. Gentle morning movement to improve circulation to the prostate. Hey there! Have you ever noticed how a little morning movement can change the whole day? Maybe it's a gentle stretch or a slow walk around the room. You might wonder, does moving really help my prostate health? The short answer? Absolutely. Let me tell you about Mary, a lovely 72-year-old I work with. She told me, "I used to feel stiff and tired every morning, and my prostate issues made it worse. But when I started doing just 5 minutes of simple stretches each day, it was like a light switch turned on. She felt more energized, her discomfort eased, and her confidence grew." Why does this happen? Well, movement boosts blood flow, and that's vital for the prostate. Think of your prostate like a garden. Without fresh water and nutrients flowing through, it can get dry, inflamed, and tired. But with good circulation, your tissues get the oxygen and minerals they need to stay healthy and strong. There's a common misconception that seniors should avoid movement to prevent injury, but that's not quite true. Of course, we avoid anything too strenuous, but gentle, consistent movement is one of the safest, most effective ways to support prostate health. Simple movements like pelvic tilts, seated marches, or even a calm morning walk can keep that blood flowing without strain. And here's a little bonus. These exercises also help reduce cramps, improve energy, and ease inflammation. So, how about we try this together? Just a few minutes each morning. No rush, no pressure. Your body will thank you. Hidden trigger: taking certain medications on an empty stomach. Sometimes the little things we don't think much about can really trip us up, like taking medication first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. It sounds harmless, right? But here's the thing. It might actually be a hidden trigger making prostate symptoms worse. I remember talking with John, a 68-year-old gentleman who faithfully took his meds every morning, but he kept feeling tired, sluggish, and noticed more frequent discomfort. When we dug a little deeper, it turned out he was taking some medications on an empty stomach, just like many of us do. Taking certain meds without food can irritate your digestive system, causing inflammation, and inflammation can make prostate troubles worse. Plus, without food, your body might not absorb the medication properly, so you don't get the full benefit. You might be wondering, which meds are we talking about? Well, things like some blood pressure meds, pain relievers, or even supplements can be harsh if taken alone. But here's a gentle mythbuster. It's not about skipping your meds. It's about timing and pairing them with a small snack or breakfast to help your body handle them better. This simple change can ease stomach irritation, improve how your body uses the medication, and reduce those frustrating flare-ups of cramps or fatigue. So, next time you reach for your meds, pause for a moment. Is there a little something you can eat first? Your prostate and your whole body will thank you for that kindness. Now that we've uncovered this hidden trigger, let's explore a surprisingly simple habit you can add to your morning routine that supports your prostate health beautifully. Build a prostate-supporting morning routine that works for you. Let's talk about something that really makes a difference. Your morning routine. Now, I know routines might sound a bit, well, rigid or boring. But when it comes to prostate health, building a gentle, supportive routine that fits your life can be a game changer. Take George, for example. He's 72, loves his morning walks, but struggled with those annoying prostate symptoms for years. What helped him most? Creating a simple, consistent routine that didn't feel like a chore but became a warm, comforting part of his day. So, what does a prostate-friendly morning routine look like? It's a mix of hydration, gentle movement, mindful eating, and some smart habits, all tailored to you. Why does this work? Because your prostate, like the rest of your body, thrives on consistency and care. Drinking water first thing helps flush toxins and supports healthy muscle function. Gentle stretching or walking boosts circulation, giving your prostate the oxygen and nutrients it needs. And choosing the right foods fuels your body, easing inflammation and cramping. You might wonder, isn't this just common sense? Sure, but so many seniors skip these steps or try to do too much too fast, leading to frustration or burnout. Here's a gentle mythbuster. You don't need to overhaul your entire morning. Even small, intentional changes, like swapping that sugary cereal for a handful of nuts or adding 5 minutes of stretching, can add up. And don't forget, building a routine that works for you means listening to your body and making adjustments. Some mornings you might need extra rest, other days a longer walk, and that's perfectly okay. The best part? This routine isn't just about prostate health. It supports your energy, your mobility, and your confidence to enjoy every day. So, let's quickly recap. Your morning habits play a huge role in prostate health. Simple steps like drinking water first thing, not holding it in too long, and staying active can make a real difference. I hope you'll try these tips and see how they work for you. And when you do, share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what helps you most or any questions you have. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It really supports the channel. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss our practical health tips. Sharing this with a friend or family member who might benefit means the world too. After all, good health is something we can all encourage each other in. Remember, small changes add up, and you're already on the right track just by being here. Keep taking those positive steps. I'm rooting for you. Until next time, stay healthy and take care.